And you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Oh, goodness. You're charged with driving while intoxicated, possession of marijuana, and harassment of a public servant.
Did the judge just ask her if she was under the influence right there in court? That's not something you hear every day. But seriously, imagine someone walks into your courtroom barely able to speak clearly, with red eyes and a car full of suspicion.
WI, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or 2,000. Are you high right now?
What? Like, what'd you say?
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, man. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Oh,
On April 6, 2025, a traffic stop was conducted for defense vehicle defendants maintaining a single lane, following too closely. Defendant captured a pit stop at a flashing red light intersection. The officer, on contact with the defendant, the officer observed the driver and passenger to make furtive movements towards the standing motor vehicle. The defendant was identified by texted driver's license. The officer observed slurred speech and bloodshot watery eyes. No alcoholic beverage was emitting from the defendant's breath, and the strong of marijuana was being. The defendant admitted to having marijuana in the vehicle, and the officer located a leafy substance in the console of the vehicle upon probable. The officer also observed an open beer in the motor vehicle, and another Ziploc bag with large amounts of marijuana. The officer also observed a Ziploc bag of narcotic mushrooms and a scale with marijuana residue on the surface located next to a large stack of other Ziploc bags. The defendant had $274 in cash. The defendant claimed ownership of the narcotics in the bag as well, and admitted that the items were marijuana and
Psilocybin, the mushrooms.
Yes, sir. The defendant stated that she drank one margarita and that she also smoked marijuana. Seriousness sobriety tests were conducted, and the officer observed 4 to 6 clues on the HGN, 4 to 8 on the walking turn, and 2 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The defendant refused to provide blood specimens.
Items, what would you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to know. Let's look closer. When someone refuses a blood test, police usually need a warrant. In this case, the situation got so out of control. The officers had to take her to the hospital. That kind of resistance? It's a serious warning sign for any.
The search warrant was obtained. The defendant flailed and resisted during the blood draw. The defendant continued to flail and spit on officers and was eventually transferred to a hospital. Blood draw was unsuccessful due to the defendant flailing. Finally, there was another attempt and the blood draw was successful.
Ms. Salas, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you better address it, because if you don't, and it becomes a problem, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
yeah.
I'm sending you for a test right now, and you're to come right back. Do you understand? If you fail to take the test, if you fail to come back, a warrant will issue. Do you understand?
So you want me to take a test right now?
Right
Yeah.
now.
It's not gonna come out clean.
I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Come back, and then we'll talk further. I'm going to appoint you a lawyer today. Take the test. Come back. You understand?
Okay.
You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to test you like crazy. Do you understand? If you use after today, it's not going to go well. As far as the marijuana is concerned, I'm going to test you like 50 days from today to ensure there's enough time for it to pass. If you continue to test positive, do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm giving you the opportunity now to stop on your own. If you're unable to, that's when things will go sideways real quick. Does she have a valid license? And then any prior DWIs as well?
It's a trooper's and her license is valid.
Okay. All right. So for now, I'm going to have you sign a reset with Ramona. I'm going to have you get with Fleischer, and I'll see you in about half an hour.
Okay.
Please. You know, pills are a complete curse on our nation because depending on what you're taking, they become so powerful, the addiction, that for you to get off, when you try to get off by yourself, you'll convulse, seize, you can have a heart attack. Not only that, you build up a tolerance and you keep taking, you keep taking, you keep taking. At some point, you will put your lungs to sleep and you die. It happens every single hour in this nation.
Yeah.
I don't want you to use. If I find that you're using, then I'm going to put you in jail and you're just going to stay with me. It's going to happen one way or the other. I don't want you to use, and I'm going to test you like crazy to ensure that you're not using. Do you understand?
What if I get it medically? Like
A prescription.
yeah, like a prescription.
That can still be abused. And if you're going to pill mills to just shop for prescriptions, I have a problem with that as well.
Mm.
Just because the last thing I want, there's an accident in this case, right?
One moment.
Like a car accident.
The last thing I want is another death on the street and something major to happen. So I don't want you to use. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Did we put a scram on her ankle, right? Yeah. That device is going to tell me if you're consuming alcohol at any time. Do not put anything in your body that has alcohol in it. NyQuil, cakes, candies, foods.
I took Mucinex for coming, and I'm sick right now. So I do nasal spray.
Okay.
They told me that
Before you put anything in your body, read the instructions to ensure that there's no alcohol in it. I have everybody and their mom telling me here, well, I took NyQuil. I took this. It doesn't matter. You're not to use anything that has alcohol in it.
Mhm.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Don't use anything unless you have a valid prescription. And then I don't want you to abuse it, even if you do get one.
Mhm.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with her.
Mhm.
Again, I'm going to test you 50 days from today. If you're still testing positive for weed, it's not going to go well. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I had another question. Whenever I went to
Hold on. No. Ask your lawyer. I don't want you to, I've got a bunch of DAs here and I don't want you to say something that hurts your case. So ask the lawyer first. She can always come up to me and then we can talk. Don't just start asking things here.
I'm like, no, it was just about the court date. It was about the court date.
Caramba la bamba.
I'm like,
You can pick whatever day you want. I don't care.
okay. Okay. I'll talk to you about that then.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You didn't do anything until you sent her.
Okay. So yeah, I want to scram on her ankle and I want her to test weekly so that we know she's not using.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
I wanted to talk to you about that too.
Okay.
I'm going to waive all your fees. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money.
No,
It's about you not using and staying out of trouble.
I don't have no card.
She can
Or
tell
like
you how to
this.
do that.
Monday, Thursday?
Yeah.
Or
Just one time a week, random. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you have to leave.
If as fast as we can get it to you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, today my dad's here, but that's for today.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, Miss Ellis.
Be excused, Judge.
Yes.
How did it be with her?
Okay.
We had,
All right. You are Kara Lopez.
Yes.
Ms. Lopez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On March 26, 2025, an officer was dispatched to a crash on Antoine Drive, Orange County, Texas. The officer learned that an unknown party called 911 at the time of the crash. And was informed by another officer who arrived on scene that the victim clinic being treated by ambulance. The officer informed the other officer that the defendant had already been transported to receive medical care. Under stroke with will witness, who stated that the defendant was assaulted and struck the witness's vehicle, causing damage. The witness stated They observed strong odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from the defendant and the witness came in contact with him. The witness stated that the defendant was still in the driver's seat at the time of their interaction and that it was clear the defendant was intoxicated. The witness reported that the defendant had slurred speech, was incoherent, and not making sense. The police stated to the witness, "I don't know where I am." The witness
Judge, refusing cooperation during a legal process just doesn't look good. Now, here's the real twist. Reports say she drank nearly a whole bottle of vodka after the crash. Was it a panic move or a strategy to confuse the timeline of events? Either way, trying to claim you only drank after the incident rarely works in front of a judge. They've seen it all before, and they know what's really going on.
the defendant grabbed a bottle of vodka and consumed the entire thing in front of the real witness.
What?
Yes, Sherman. That's what happened.
She took a bottle of vodka and consumed an entire bottle of vodka in front of the will witness?
That's what I have here, man. The will witness noted that the defendant drank the alcohol bottle as if the defendant was drinking water.
Just when you think you've heard it all, man. I mean, really.
The officer observed an empty bottle of toxic vodka, and then went to the hospital to make contact with the defendant. The officer observed the strong odor of alcohol beverage from the defendant, observed that the defendant had slurred speech and glossy eye. The officer read the DIC form for the defendant when the defendant became coherent, and it proceeded to a breath test and blood test. The hospital discharged the defendant, and the defendant was transported to the Joint Processing Center, but was unable to perform the state arrest for sobriety test due to the defendant's failure to follow instructions and to keep the defendant's and the inability of the defendant to keep her head up. The officer took the defendant's failure to follow instructions as a refusal. The officer was unable to get the defendant to stand upright to perform HGN, and due to the physical condition, the officer did not ask the defendant to perform walking turn or the walking stand. The officer concluded the officer offered the opportunity to provide breath and blood. The defendant declined to provide breath or blood, and the officer proceeded with a residual search warrant for the defendant's blood. The officer was advised. The officer was advised the blood would be ready in 2 to 3 days. The officer noted that that's all I have.
Do you have blood back? Or no?
I do not. I'm not sure if that in the is referring to. The warrant was presented to the hospital, Your Honor, and a nurse advised that with blood, I guess, when ready for 2 to 3 days. The officer.
Do you have any pride to you guys?
There was one in Caldwell County that was dismissed, Your Honor.
License?
License being. None.
This is who, Judge?
It's not on docket. I have to give you a case number. You ready? 255-7402.
Thank you.
If you speak English, right?
Yes.
If you have a problem with alcohol or drugs, now is the time for you to address it. Because stop. There's nothing that you can say at this moment. I'm warning you now, because this is the only one that you're going to get. I will do everything in my power to protect my city at all costs. I don't care who you are, what color you are, if you're a small farm animal. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now is the time for you to try to get any help if you need help, because I don't know you. I've never met you before. All I know is what they're telling me. And if that's in fact true, now is the time for you to address it. I am going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not consuming alcohol at any time. I will not entertain any excuses like it's mouthwash, it's a tequila lollipop, hair dye. I've heard it all. and excuses mean nothing to me. If you consume, it's not going to go well. Because of all, I don't want you in the car driving. You're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you do, it's really not going to go well for you. I am putting now a restriction on your license that you are not allowed to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught, and I'm sending this notice to DPS, so everybody, every officer in this state knows, if they pull you over and they don't see an interlock, they will take you to jail. Do you understand? And then you and I will have problems. Just don't.
Judge, this is Carla Lopez first,
Yes, ma'am.
and then you said no driving?
Correct.
Thank you.
And then a scram, please.
Yes, Judge.
You have the ability to hire a lawyer, ma'am. We will give you an application. You missed court once. A warrant is now in effect for you because you missed court the first time. I will reinstate your bond now, but this is the only get out of jail free card that you get. If you miss court again, you violate any of these conditions, you will stay with me. And I don't know who you have in this life, but if you don't have anyone to pony up $5,000 to $10,000, you will be stuck like Chuck until this case is over. Do you understand? All right, come up. We'll have you sign this. I need you to fill an application. Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application, and we'll go from there.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you are Said. Is it Said?
Say it, yeah.
Said. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. On April 5th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers observed the defendant's vehicle going 105 miles an hour on the Northwest Freeway in a 60-mile-an-hour zone. A traffic stop was initiated, and the officer observed the defendant to be driving the sole occupant. The defendant was identified by a German identification card. The officer observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage from the defendant. The defendant stated he would not answer questions and would not perform serious for the sobriety test. A breath test was refused, and the officer observed 3 empty beer bottles and an empty bottle of wine in his motor vehicle. A blood warrant was obtained, and a blood draw was executed.
Are you trying to tell me that he's consuming while driving?
I just have a moment, Your Honor. Did not specify, Your Honor.
Regardless, Mr. Said, you are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid license to drive. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All I heard here was a German identification card. If you do not have a license to drive and liability insurance in your name, then you're not allowed to drive, and that is a condition of your bond. If I find that you violate these conditions, then I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bond. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, into jail you will go. No more PR bonds.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission, if your paperwork is not done the right way and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put an immigration detainer and you will be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with, which could be 6 months, and then you get shipped off to immigration. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, Your Honor. I'm not allowed to work right now.
Okay, I can have you fill out an application. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have at the bank, how you get money, how kind of cars you have, property, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify, and then we'll go from there. We'll have you give you an application. I'll have you sign a reset with Ramona, and then we'll have you take your signature box.
You said no driving?
Unless, does he have any kind of,
From what I have, Your Honor, he does not have a license.
I do have a license.
Just
Well,
without insurance and.
with the no driving without a valid license and insurance? Okay, all right. To qualify, you have to be at the poverty threshold to qualify. If you make the kind of money that you make, you don't qualify. This life is not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you spend. Spend too much and you get into a hole, we can't foot the bill for the taxpayers,
Yes, Your Honor.
make good money, which is great, right?
Yes, Your Honor. It's my wife.
Stop. I don't want you to say anything. Just so we're going to give you time. There's a gajillion and one lawyers out there. It's about you finding the one. It's like buying a car. You don't go when you're starting off in life, you don't go buy a Lamborghini or a Bentley or a Ferrari. You go to Toyota, Honda, and lawyers, 99% of them will put you on a payment plan as you go. You have to negotiate with them. Don't take them at first blush. There's literally a gajillion and one lawyer, criminal defense lawyers out there. So if you don't find one or one's not willing to negotiate, go to the next one because there's tons of them out there. Okay. All right. We're going to give you 30 days. Don't wait. There's a lot of timing requirements with the DWI. So don't sit there and, I'm going to wait until 29 days to start looking. You're only hurting yourself. Okay. Okay. Good luck. Oh, I would also probably look for the immigration as well, if you're not a citizen of this country. Okay. Good luck. Good morning, Mr. White.
Good morning.
You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. What you're going to do, probable cause, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On April 5th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officer who dispatched reference to a minor accident call. An officer contacted the defendant who was standing next to his motor vehicle when the officer arrived. The defendant stated he drank a total of 5 beers that day. The defendant stated he last drank 30 minutes before the accident. Strong odor of an alcoholic beverage was emitting from the vehicle, and the defendant was transported to the hospital to treat injuries. The defendant was stated he was scared to blow and fail the test. DSC was read, and the defendant eventually submitted to the breath test and blew .091.
So there's an accident.
Yes, Your Honor.
I guess they took him to the hospital. They didn't do field ride tests. It just.
Yes, Your Honor. If I just have a moment, I'm trying to clarify here in the DEMS.
Don't. Please.
An accident, the officers find the defendant standing outside of the truck.
Alone?
So, Your Honor. And then stated he was following someone and looking at his GPS because he wasn't familiar with the area and was unaware that cars were parked on the side of the street. The defendant said that he had been drinking throughout the day, total of 5 beers, the last one was 30 minutes prior. Officers observed a strong odor of alcoholic beverages from the vehicle. EMS was called to the scene because the defendant had a gash on his chin. He was then transported to the hospital to be checked out. After being released from the hospital, the officers asked him to consent to a breath test. And the defendant said he was scared to blow because he knows he just finished a beer and knew he was going to fail the test. The defendant then agreed to blowing once they got to JPC, and the defendant.
So they took him directly from the hospital to the JPC.
Correct, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mr. White, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Do not consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you prior DWIs and a license, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a true first and the license is eligible.
Great. Unless you have liability insurance in your name as well, you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir?
I'm not sure yet. I can make a phone call and see if he'll take my case. If not, I'm going to need a court appointment.
Look, I can give you time. Just, time is of the essence. This is the DWI, so don't sit there and wait a month, 2 months, because you're only hurting yourself.
I can go make the phone call right now.
No. Don't do anything. I will give you time. You don't need to run out, rush now, but I'm saying don't sit there, wait a week or two, because you're only hurting yourself. So what I can have you do is sign a reset with Ramona. I'll have you get Fleischer for your bond conditions. After that, you're free to go. Don't use. Do you understand?
Yeah, so if I understand, you're just going to reset it, and that's going to give me time to either get a lawyer or y'all going to appoint one.
Right. So
I'll have to come back and do the same thing I'm doing now.
Have trouble, come back in the next setting, and then we can talk.
Come back in the next
reset date. Yeah.
set. Okay, so I will have to come
We're
back
going to
to
give you
court.
30 days from today. So we're going to give you a lot of time. If you still have issues, come back and we can
I
talk.
was just kind of
What do you think? Should the court go easy in cases like this, or stick to the rules no matter what? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy seeing real courtroom moments that keep you thinking, don't forget to subscribe to Ruling Today, where every verdict tells a story.